Hi, everyone. This is Jessica with Whispers of Grace Healing. I am here today to do a twin flame update. What are the lessons, triggers, and, unsaid messages? Um, the twin flame energy has been really high. I've had a lot of people reaching out, and, um, I was wanting to be inspired of what message needed to come out most today. And I'm not gonna lie, I got triggered like hell this morning. And so, um, did it really have anything to do with my twin? No. Um, this was more of the deep seated stuff that I realized, hey, James, um, that I've been aware of, but I didn't realize really how deep seated it was. And hey, Brooke. And yeah, my abandonment issues were triggered full force this morning. Since the full moon, the energies have been really rough. Of course, with everything that we're going through. And for anyone who doesn't know, there is a GoFundMe link down below in the description box. So if you haven't seen that video, it is on my YouTube and on the GoFundMe. But even with all that, I've been really trying my best to stay positive. And, I haven't, since I've been up here, I really haven't thought about my twin that much until the last few days. Even my friend was like, have you heard anything? We haven't seen him in a while. Hope everything's okay. Hey, Kelly. And I was like, no, but he's been on my mind a lot too. And, there's been a lot of messages that have been coming out the abandonment issue. I feel like a lot of us have some sort of abandonment issue, trust issues, these kind of things. And I really wanted to kind of, tie it all in together. Cause like I was talking to James this morning and he was like, what do you think the divine masculine's going through? And once I tapped into that energy, I really do think that they are going through some sort of dark night of the soul and they are realizing, what they've left behind and really having to take responsibility for it. And take ownership over those decisions that they have made. So I kind of wanted to tie it all in together. I know this is a long spiel, but I just wanted to kind of give you a backstory of why we're doing this. And hey, Elizabeth, and it really is. We're all feeling it, guys, especially with us coming up on the end of the year. There's a lot of pressure on every single one of us to look at our shit, and take responsibility for it, own it, transmute it, and keeping the faith alive. That seems to be a really big lesson here. So, if any of that makes any sense to you, I'm sure that you are on our wave of twin flames and, our light workers and whatever have you. But those are just some things that I've experienced for myself. I know other people are experiencing it too. And I just wanted to get some clarity for all of us. So, hey, April. Hey, Kara. So, what we're going to do is really focus on both sides because it's not just about one party or the other. And this is going to really focus on where we are on our journey, where they are, what lessons are we learning, what's the best way to even go about it, any unsaid messages that haven't come forth yet and you're looking for some sort of confirmation. I'm hoping to get all of that out today. So if you resonate with me, my energy, or these messages, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, drop me a comment, let me know how it resonates with you. And if anyone needs to get in touch with me for a private reading, you can email me at whispersofgrace1016@gmail.com. Let's get started, tribe. So what is going on? Let's start with the divine feminine because most of us in here are the divine feminine, except for my beautiful Brooke. She's the divine masculine showing up for everybody. So, especially on the divine masculine side, I really like having a divine masculine, especially in a female body form that can confirm if this is what's going on the masculine side. So, yeah, I'm really glad you're in here, Brooke. Fuck it up. Yes. Yeah. All right. And listen, this goes the inner child work is coming out to play, guys. And one of the messages when I did the channelings, the regression work on Danny and Brooke, they want us to play. They want us to really be free in our own energy and not worry so damn much. We get so caught up in the details and the happenings of this life and this world that we get so damn distracted from what brings us joy, right? A lot of what came up for me this morning is definitely from my childhood, and I know exactly what it comes from. Um, so a lot of that inner child work might be coming up for a lot of you where you are being triggered from certain things in your past that are causing these deep-seated triggers into projecting onto your twin or projecting onto your circumstances. And it's like, and that's the beautiful thing about being in an enlightening journey, because where I used to place blame on others, I knew when I was triggered this morning that had nothing to really do with the situation. Like, I had to talk myself out of it. Don't even let your mind go there. They would never do that to you. And it was that deep child stuff. Like, I felt like a vulnerable kid being left behind, and it sucked, so it was one of those moments where you have to look at the situation. Is it really, like, these situations come up so we can look at the stuff that we're still holding on to, but does it really have to do with something that was done or said? It's different when, someone's stomping on us or treating us like shit or whatever the case may be. But if one little comment sets off, this whole slew of feelings, or this one behavior sets off a breakdown, that's not really coming from them. That's coming from an emotion that you have been stuffing down, that you're refusing to look at until it comes to the surface. And that's usually what spirit does. They get us to the point where it's like, we can either choose to look at stuff when we know we have stuff to work on. It's up to us to really look at it, face it, and work through it. But the other option is the tower moment, when it comes blaring up in your face. And I hate to call James out, but we were having that conversation too. We'll worry about it when we get there. Well, you can wait till the tower comes busting through your door to say, hey, you need to look at your shit. Or you can say, I know what I already need to work on, and I should be working through this regardless if it's knocking at my door. So, um, you know, again, trust, okay? It is rough. There is nothing easy about the healing process, but the release is always worth it, right? So, all the trust issues, the inner child work, that vulnerability, all these things that come from, being an innocent, right? All these emotions are going to be coming up. Okay. So let's see. Whew. So many messages, guys. All right. What's going on? Romantic feelings. Okay. So your feelings are real and worth exploring, guys. We know this. When you feel something, no matter whether it be something that is uncomfortable or ecstatic or whatever the case may be, your feelings are the way shower of what needs to be explored, right? So if it feels good, you go for it, right? You want more of it. But usually when we tend to get uncomfortable, we say, nope, I don't want to deal with that. That don't feel good, right? But it's by looking at it gently and saying, okay, like, listen, this is a belief that is distorted this is not my truth anymore. I am not, in this position. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, listen, I've been doing really good this morning, but it's about, another thing. Let me get this out so I can stop choking. When those triggers come up, instead of letting yourself bottle it up and get all over emotional and then getting upset and angry and resentful and building this narrative in your head that may not be any sort of the truth, just speak up about it. Okay? So when you say, like I did this morning, I could have easily choked it down and said, there's got to be a better time to have this conversation, even though I know it's not true. My inner child is fucking screaming here, right? And I just came out and said it. Like, listen, I know that we're in a tight position. I know that y'all would never abandon me, but if it comes to this point where I have to find somewhere else to go because y'all can't find space for me, then please let me know. And of course, just by me saying that, it changed everything. Like, we were able to sit down and have that conversation. They were able to reassure me that those fears I had were not true. And we were all able to get our fears out on the table and clear up the air. So speak up about it. People who love you and support you are going to be able to hear you in that moment, and vice versa. If you have someone who is being vulnerable with you about their fears, be gentle with them, listen to them, and then get the truth out, because there's always the truth, right? Our perception isn't always the truth. So understand that no matter if this is due to your divine masculine or to, your family, your any sort of soulmate or relationship experience, any feelings are truly worth exploring, even if it's uncomfortable. Okay. So what's going on with the divine feminine? How is she feeling right now in general? What is she feeling in general? And I say she, okay, I say she, it's just easier. But what is the divine feminine? It does not mean gender does not matter here. We know that, okay? Again, the inner child, okay? Some of you could even be worried about children, or, having certain, maybe your children are already attached to your masculine, or, you could have some things that around your masculine that keeps you feeling in that vulnerable state, right? So, but see, okay, I'm not going to get into that, James. Not going to get into it, because listen, they show their ways of their way of love differently. Okay, remember the eggs. Okay, remember the breakfast. That is their way of showing you that they care about you, they love you. Okay, they might not come out and say it so clearly as the divine feminine does, but they do have a way of showing their love and appreciation towards you, even if it doesn't make sense to you. They have their own way. That's why it's up to us to, like the love languages, it's so important for us to understand not only how we express our loves, how we express our love, but how they express their love too, because no one expresses love the same way. So just understand that, okay? So yeah, listen, and the divine feminine is going through this period of learning that when love does come knocking on their door, that they deserve this. It is safe for them to trust love. But how much are we living in love in a daily existence, right? So many of of us tend to live, especially on an empathic level, and I was having this conversation too, everything we feel isn't necessarily always from us. It could be from our divine counterpart. It could be from the people we're spending a lot of time with. It could just be the stress of the collective, right? It's not always, depending on how hypersensitive you are, it's not always your shit. And it's important for you to get to a balanced state so that you can understand when shit comes flooding in that feels completely outside of yourself, to be able to say, where's this coming from? Is this mine or is this someone else's? And be able to clear the slate so you can look at it more objectively. Okay. But this is about, almost, and I don't want to say gaining control of your emotions, but looking at your emotions when they are wild. Okay. When your emotions are all over the place and they seem to be more of a raging river than a babbling brook. Okay. It's about setting your intentions. Y'all got to quit choking me up. Okay. Goodness gracious. I know I'm sick, but I have not choked like this all day. Okay. The angels are guiding you, divine feminine, in a different direction so that you are not so focused on the raging emotions. Okay. It's about pointing your focus on something that you have. What the hell, guys? Okay. It is about focusing your attention on something that brings joy into your life instead of focusing on things that are bringing like constant dismay to your life. Does that make sense? When it comes to it is safe for you to love, I understand that if it is not time or it is not right, the universe has this way. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. But this is about trusting. I'm so sorry. Hold on. This is about trusting that when something is not in divine time or right for you, the universe has a way of redirecting us. This is going to be a horrible video. All I'm doing is choking. Okay. I'm sorry. It is what it is. The message needs to come out regardless. So I apologize to anyone who's new. I swear I don't usually do this. But when you're as sensitive and you're sick, messages need to get out regardless. So understanding that your spirit guides, thank you. A spiritual guidance. Hey, Kimberly. But hey, Michelle, the universe has a way of detouring us in a different direction. And that's what they're saying with you deserve love. Like you deserve to have joy into your life and quit focusing on something that is not working out in your favor. Because when we're looking at a situation so intently that all we can see is that it's not working out, then we're taking our energy and our priorities and putting them in a box that isn't manifesting for us. So it's time for us to shift our perspective, shift our focus, and focus on the things that either need to be healed, that need to be played with, and start to enjoy the unfoldings of our life. That's what's happening. Okay. So, whoa. Okay. So listen, the stuff that's coming up, okay, and again, was having this conversation. Thank you for confirming all of this, Spirit, because The divine feminine, a lot of us tend to, especially before we met our divine masculine, right? Most of us, if we wanted something, we went and got it, right? And we didn't really have a problem going after things that we really wanted, especially when it comes to, the way that we used to express ourselves or hold ourselves around other people. But there's this sense of being so upset about something in particular in your life, and it might be that the masculine is not taking steps forward or whatever the case may be. Listen, they're doing their work. Regardless if you think so or not, or if you're seeing it, they are going through their process too. They don't get away from it. There's something that you feel is unjustly, right? But again, that's the perception. You think that karma doesn't have your back, that your spirit guides, like you tell yourself that you know this, but yet there's still this doubt. Like, well, when is it coming? Why aren't they leaving their third party? Why are they not choosing me over their karmic? you know and there's this wounded nature that is projecting out, and it's like you don't think that it's going to come through with the justice card being reversed here. Okay, justice is reversed. That means the scales are not balanced. It is not time. It is not a balanced relationship. And yet, you're still so wounded after this, and you're manifesting it. And all you can look at is that your emotions are running rampant of, why isn't this going my way? Well, listen, it never goes our way. It never goes in our time. It goes in divine orchestration. However it needs to happen is going to happen. You can't force it. You can't manipulate it. The more that you try, the worse it gets. And that's what's causing all this resistance, all of this backlash, and feeling like, oh, I'm more wounded than them, or they're more wounded than me. I've been through more shit. Like this, I get a comparing energy. You can't compare. The divine masculine and divine feminine are opposites. When you are up, they are down. Okay? When they are going through the dark night of the soul, you are going through your elation, right? Your evolution period. You're starting to see the benefits of your hard work, and vice versa. There is no one that is ahead or behind. You are all exactly where you need to be at this given time. And that's where the trust comes in. But with the hangman being here reversed, like, someone's just tired of waiting around. Well, listen, there's a difference between being patient and waiting. Waiting says, I'm going to sit right here on my ass and I'm going to wait for you to show up on my doorstep. I ain't making a damn move, right? But being patient says, I am going to live my most authentic life. I am going to work through my shit. I am going to find what brings me joy. And I will wait for you. Like, I will be patient because I know that when it's time, you're going to come walking through that door. It just is, right? However this is going to play out, whether you do or you don't, I'm going to live my best life. That's what it's about, right? And this is part of the process of becoming enlightened, becoming stable, contemplating. Don't ignore it, right? If there is something, yes, see, Brooke, love it. Waiting equals limiting. Patience equals empowering. Love it. Okay? Don't limit yourself, divine feminine, because there are so many other things going on in this world. And let me make this very clear, okay? A twin flame journey isn't all about romance. It's not a fucking fairy tale and Cinderella slipper and unicorns and fucking rainbows. It's not. It is the real deal shit. And if you chose to come here on a twin flame journey, you have a big fucking mission. There's so much more to your evolution than just being in love with someone. Okay, that is the bonus. It is that once I work through all my shit and I realize my truth and I realize the limitless ability to create my story, then I get to have this all magical romance. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is part of the story, but it is not the story. Okay. And that's what I need everyone to realize. There is so much more than just one single person. This is about the collective. You are here to do your work so that you can change the vibration of this planet. It is a lot of responsibility. The moment that I saw it for myself through meditation and journey, I woke up like, what did I get myself into? And then just a few weeks later, and I swore, I mean, you can even ask Danny and Brooke. I said, this is my last life. I don't want to do this shit again. And then just last week, I was saying, I will choose this over and over again because I feel the capacity of God's love running through my fucking veins. I know how strong I am. I know the capability for me to be resilient. And that is fucking power. You know what I'm saying? So your storyline can change a million different ways throughout this journey. The more that you uncover yourself, the more you uncover your truth and like delve into the relationship with God, the God within, the creator within, that is the whole point of this. That's the point of this journey, is to realize that all that beautiful energy that created the cosmos, that created you, that said, I need this beautiful being to be on the planet and to take my place so that they can show up for me, that is a beautiful responsibility. Just saying. Just saying. So let's figure out, okay, what is the biggest trigger right now for the divine feminine? What is the biggest trigger? Shoot off across the table. The Chariot. Why is this the trigger? Why is the Chariot the trigger? Are you afraid to actually move on? Are you afraid to take the next step? What is the next step? How do I become successful without my counterpart? You're already there, right? You were already dancing in the cosmos. You both have been working for lifetimes and eons to get yourself to this place where you are right now. You have worked through much harder shit than you have been working through in this life. And, you're doubting the movement. You're doubting the process of successful movement forward. It's about trusting that through God's guidance what direction you need to be moving in and taking the necessary efforts of moving in that direction and having spirit provide the tools, the resources, and the love that you need. You don't need anyone else in this world to hold that for you. There are going to be plenty of people that come in and out of your life that are going to give you that anyway. But that's the art of releasing attachment. If you were here Wonderful. If you have to leave, I wish you well. I hope we cross paths again. But no matter what, we're always together, especially if you are on a true twin flame mission. Okay? You will be able to talk, you will be able to communicate, you'll be able to do pretty much all the things that you could do in the 3D. It's just different. It's not the way that you want it because you're stuck in a 3D limiting, right? There are things that I've experienced more in the 5D and on a telepathic level with my twin than I ever have in the 3D with him. Ever. 3D, super limiting. Hardly even know anything about him. Okay? Doesn't make a damn bit of sense. But 5D, he's always there. Always. Always there. So trust in the process. Trust that your heart is leading the way. You get to choose the direction. You are already successful. You have already accomplished great feats in your life just by being where you are right now. So give yourself credit where credit is due. And do not think that your mission cannot be successful or abundant without your twin, because that's not the case. All of it is happening exactly as it should. Okay. So let's see, what's the best way to go about this, Spirit? What's the best way to go about learning, moving? What do we need to know? The goddess of the eternal flame. Can I get an amen? All right. Miss Bridget, what you got for us? 162. She's been coming out a lot lately too. I can tell you that. All right. Miss Bridget. God, she's beautiful. All right. There's that moment when you're making your way through the dark and suddenly, after what feels like days or months or even years, a ray of light comes through to you. A lightning happens. Each step isn't quite as hard to make as the one before, and you feel a great shift begin, as if you're now heading towards something new. Okay? Listen up, tribe. Listen up. Something even brighter. Bridget is the essence of that first flame, that first ray of light. Bridget reminds us that the darkness never lasts. Bridget's eternal flame represents the truth that the light never leaves us and can never be extinguished. It simply gets obscured or blocked from us. She reminds us that every day is actually filled with light. There are many days and times in our lives when we can endure thick cloud cover, when that flame that exists within us is blocked by pain or confusion. Bridget is the sweet sound that reaches in the dark and reminds us that we have never been on this journey alone. Bridget is our sign that the dawn is here because we have made it through the dark winter. We can lift our head, the healing has happened, and now each next day is bound to be brighter. They're just telling you to make a step. Make a step in a different direction than focusing on what is not working for you. Okay? If you are so focused on your twin not coming forward or not making the necessary efforts that are up to your standards, right? If you are comparing your journeys and saying, I'm more evolved than they are, they're not there, they're not looking at this, or whatever the case may be, you are projecting like a mother. Okay? Quit putting your fears and your limitations on them. Okay? So find that flame. You are not alone. This is a phase. Get outside of yourself. Do something either for yourself to bring you joy, or get so outside of yourself that you are in service to a greater cause than your own. Okay? So let's see. How is the divine feminine feeling in her heart space towards the divine masculine? Surrender. You know you need to surrender, okay? At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. Let go of the fear. Let go of the doubt. Let go of the comparison and the expectations of what this relationship should look like, right? What is the divine feminine feeling in her mind towards the divine masculine? Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Okay? So in the heart, we know we need to surrender. In our mind space, we know that we need to like deal with these unwanted and distorted thoughts towards our masculine, right? We need to clear these things up so we can make room for them in our energetic frequency, in our life, right? You know, another thing is being so independent. We make it so hard on ourselves to accept help or to ask for help. And then we get to the point we've been burned so many times, we're like, fuck, I don't need them. I can do it on my own. That's a false confidence because your pride's fucking hurt and you don't want to stick your hand in a pot where you're going to get burned, right? So it's like taking that outside of yourself. Yes, I'm independent. Yes, I can count on myself. Yes, I can do anything that I want and more. But I'm also not against someone who wants to share this path with me, that shares my vision, that sees the same truth as me, that is not afraid to work towards this goal together, right? It's not about one or the other. It's about both. It's the duality. You both bring something to the table that is necessary for your evolution. What message? Whoa. Okay. I was going to say, what message does the divine feminine need to hear most at this time? Embrace through each other, you find the missing pieces. Everything that your divine masculine is doing to you, they're actually doing for you. Okay. They are helping you realize all the pieces of yourself that are not quite where they need to be, right? Think of a puzzle. You have all these little pieces that make the whole big picture. But what happens when you get frustrated and impatient and you're trying to cram a corner piece into the middle of the fucking picture? It doesn't fit. It throws everything off. If you take the patience, if you take the focus and enjoy the process, start with the outer corners first. Work your way in, right? Work towards the center of the picture. That's where you get to see everything for what it really is. Okay? Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Honor where your divine masculine is at this time. Okay? Honor where you are. Don't criticize yourself. Don't criticize them. If you're criticizing them, then you're criticizing yourself. And listen, we're all trying our best to survive this shit. Okay? Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it's only being true to yourself that you can be true to others. This is another thing. Don't be placing guilt or blame on anyone. They have to come to their truth of what it is that they want, and you do too. If you don't know or you're not clear, that's what this process is for. To understand what's your place in this life so that you can understand their place and their role in yours. Okay? The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow with faith. Again, they're redirecting, right? Leave the past where it belongs, guys. It's one thing to learn, but it's also one thing to be carrying all that baggage with you. But it's only baggage if you carry it. Okay? Let it go. Let it go. It is not meant for you. Okay? And a lot of these storylines and the things that we carry that we feel like, oh, this protects us, this is keeping us safe, blah, blah, blah. It's another way for us to stay in victim mode, and that's not necessary. Okay? Yes. Yes. Brooke. We never judged or criticized. We saw only love in our weaknesses and turned them into a strength. Amen. Thank you for that, Brooke. See? Yes. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If it wasn't for our DMs, we probably wouldn't take a look at those pieces of ourselves. Yes. They are. They're so pretty, guys. Like, listen, we sit here and think that, these faults, they're not faults. They're characteristics. They're pieces to the puzzle, and every piece counts. Okay? And listen, yes, okay, divine feminine. You have been visiting your divine masculine in the astral realm. Okay, you have been visiting them in your dreams. They're inspiring you to look at these pieces of yourself, all these triggers, things that are happening to you, that are actually happening for you, are inspiring you to do the work that you need, to trust the process of we're not really in separation and we're more connected than we ever could be, you know? And like and you can ask Brooke, it just gets more and more intense when you come into the 3D. So if you take that time to really like expand the relationship on a 5D level, on an astral level, trusting in the process, when they want to communicate, let them in. When you want to talk to them, talk to them. They hear you. They feel you, dude. Okay? So let them continue to inspire you. Don't ever think that you are done with your job or that you are so enlightened, there's nothing to work on. Like, trust me, if you have been saying that, like, I don't have anything to work on, Tower's going to be knocking on your door any second. Okay? I'm just saying. Listen, you are sensing them everywhere. Could be just within the last few days. It could be within the last few weeks. I feel like the divine feminine's been kind of going through this, like, these waves of, feeling this disconnection. The focus is elsewhere, right? And then all of a sudden they start creeping back in, and then it's like a wave, it's like a tsunami, and next thing you know, they're just there, right? So, like, and that's the thing. I even told Danny this before him and Brooke came into union. Imagine that she's right next to you, right? Like when you were in a beautiful place, see her looking through your eyes. Like, they're there, okay? They are there. You could have tried to, date other people or to move on from this situation, but no matter what you're searching for, there's always something missing, right? And now you're realizing your attention is always brought back to your divine masculine, which that's a normal thing. Okay, that happens to us all. But you're now realizing that, okay, and if we look at it as we are one soul in two separate bodies, right? I guess what I've been searching for has been in front of me all along. What you are searching for is within you, divine feminine. That is the big message here. Okay. I've been searching, 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 and yet something's missing. But it's been in front of me this entire time. Okay? And listen, they're praying for you. They're praying for you. You might not realize it. You might not believe it, but it's working. Okay? I know you are praying for me and it is working. Thank you. Show gratitude. Show gratitude to your divine masculine, because listen, they praying for you just as much as y'all pray for them. Okay? They might not tell you that, but they are. Okay? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, 45 minutes later, divine feminine. All right. Let's take a breather. Let's just take a reset, okay? What is going on the divine masculine side? What is going on the divine masculine side? These cards are acting a fool. All right. Divine masculine. Yes. All right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Listen. And talk about mirroring, okay? We're going to get into that in a second. All right. Pay attention to red flags. Flirt. You deserve love. Love yourself first, and heart-to-heart conversations. Okay, what's on the bottom? Retreat. They are taking time to disconnect so they can reconnect with self. That is their big thing right now. Okay, they need to take this time to put out all these, distractions and things that are going on in the external so they can. It's been right in front of me all along, right? Everything I've been searching for, everything that I thought was missing, right here, right? It's all within you, okay? Never left, was never gone, is right there. With the pay attention to red flags, I feel like I need to read this one, because there are signs that are cautioning them, okay? They have signs that are saying, no, that's the wrong direction, masculine, okay? That's the wrong direction. So let's see. 65. I never read out of this book, so I'm curious to see what it says. All right. The romance angel sent you this card to help you notice the unhealthy or disconcerting parts of your relationship. If you are swept up in a new romance, this card serves as a cautionary warning. Pay attention to your feelings and impressions with regards to your new suitor. You don't allow emotion to blind you to characteristics or habits that won't work for you in a relationship. Okay. So, especially for those in a third party, or karmic situation, definitely. But this is also telling the divine masculine, even for those in union, okay? Just because they're your counterpart doesn't mean that you get to look over behavior that is concerning, right? You still need to be able to speak up for yourself in a healthy manner. If you can't let your emotions get so much in the way that you're like, but I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to step on their toes. I don't want to, whatever the case may be, in order to avoid conflict. You have to be able to look at the signs, call them out, say it for what it is, you know. But a red flag is a sign that something is off. It can include an indication of dishonesty, disrespect, flirtatiousness with others, substance abuse, or lack of integrity. Okay. So whether it be the divine masculine or the divine feminine doing these things, or it could be a karmic partner, depending on your situation. But when the red flag says that there is something off, then usually there is, right? Flirtatiousness with others, flirt, right? Substance abuse or lack of integrity. While your new love interest may treat you wonderfully well in the beginning of your relationship, it is vital that you watch how he or she treats others. Someone's basic character is always revealed by the way in which he or she talks and acts with restaurant staff, valet parking attendants, and other miscellaneous individuals. If you are in an existing relationship, these red flags may signal a need for an honest mutual discussion or couples counseling. Honest and what did it say? Honest mutual discussion. Okay. This card doesn't necessarily guide you to leave a relationship. Red flags can be markers along the path of healing. The romance angels will guide you to take the steps that are healthy for everyone involved. So follow your intuition. Okay. So, whether you feel divine masculine, that you know, you could feel that your divine feminine might be giving others attention that, is kind of out of the ordinary, or, maybe that's bringing up your insecurity issues. Maybe there's that, again, the honest conversations that need to happen. Maybe you're in a new relationship. Again, this is so general, guys. Maybe you're in a new relationship, divine masculine, and you're finally starting to see the character of the person you chose over your divine feminine. There's so many ways that you can look at this, but especially with the heart-to-heart conversations and flirt coming out with that card, that is saying that there are some major red flags that need to be discussed within your relationship. Again, back to what I was saying earlier, your perception when you assume shit, that's where things get really tricky. You know what I'm saying? So instead of assuming that your divine feminine has already moved on and don't want anything to do with you, or assuming that you are not lovable and don't even deserve the quality of love that your divine feminine is willing to give you. So you go with someone that's going to leave you high and dry, that's going to walk all over you and not give a shit about your feelings. These kind of things, right? These are all teaching you all of this. All of these triggers, all of these red flags, all of these warnings are teaching you to speak up. When you feel something's off, just say something. It's probably not near as bad as you think it is. And a lot of you could be still like living in the lower chakras, where you thought it was fun, where it was exciting having a bunch of people giving you attention and all of these things, but then you realize there's no integrity behind it. Right? Well, what's the point of having all this attention if there's no integrity behind it, because you still feel lack, right? That's what's leading you to love yourself fully first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive to the person who can give you what it is that you're really looking for. Not what you're trying to fill a void with, or trying to, live in this more childlike manner and not have someone that can really be your queen, right? Or king, doesn't matter. Your empress. You want someone that can take that spotlight with you, that can take charge with you, that can create with you, right? Well, you're not going to do that if you don't ever speak up for yourself, if you don't believe that you deserve love, and you're allowing your emotions to run rampant and wild, and, doing shit that's, is going to hurt someone you care about. Right? So all these things are being brought up for the divine masculine in order to come back to self. Well, what was the same message for the divine feminine? It's all right here, right? It's all right in front of you. Everything that you felt was missing is right here with you right now. Okay? So, why y'all got me so sassy though? I mean, this, like, and Brooke can vouch for this. When you're tapping into certain energies, like, you start taking on like different behaviors. I can be sassy, but like this is extra shit. I don't know why spirit is like wanting to be so forceful and clear with y'all, but I really hope that y'all are getting the message here. That's all I'm saying. Oh my goodness. All right. So, what is going on with the divine masculines? What's the big trigger here? What are they being triggered by? Knight of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. Why is this a trigger, though? I'm confused. I'm confused. Oh, man, we got all kinds of stuff out here. All right, that's one story. All right. Well, look at that. Look at that, guys. And y'all want to say y'all don't mirror each other? Can you see this? This was the same damn thing the divine feminine got on her side for the triggers too. Okay? That was her obstacle. These were her triggers. Okay? The difference is, like, the divine feminine wants movement. She wants action. Divine masculine ain't sure what the fuck to do right now, because with the hanged man and the chariot, like, he's in contemplation mode about how do I make the next step? What is my next step? How I feel like he's trying to be like the masculine's trying to be more logical about this. They're trying to plan ahead, okay? Especially when it comes to any, especially with the heart-to-heart conversations here too. You know, if we hold on to it when we're ready to like speak up about it, it almost comes about in a forceful way, like, oh my God, I've been holding on to this for so long. What is happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it feels aggressive when it comes to the Eight of Pentacles. Like, okay, listen, feminine, I know I have taken my sweet ass time. I have not necessarily done things the best way, but I am ready. I am ready. I'm coming. I'm coming. We're going to talk about this. We're going to have this conversation, okay? We are going to have an open and honest, mutual conversation about how do we move forward? How do we work on this together? How do we work past this comparison and this woundedness and all these things that we've been triggering the fuck out of each other so that we can help each other? So that we can contemplate together. You are nourishing me with your triggers. You are making me sit back and look and say, damn, what have I been doing? Right? Now I'm sitting here trying to find more stability, and I'm trying to find my way and navigate through this enlightening process. All of this is coming from the head space in order for me to know what actions I need to take to move forward. Okay? But where's that happiness come from? Guys, I can't make this shit up. Where does that happiness come from? Within. By facing your shadows, removing the snakes out of your life that are holding you up and, playing these fucking games with you. You got to take it with you and be like, nah, I realize, I get it, I see it. But it's by taking a good fucking look at yourself, by reflecting and choosing to use the ancient wisdom that lies in your DNA and your soul's history to know that happiness is not only possible, but it is already active, right? It is trying to wake up in your system and say, I can have what I want. I can have the family, the stability, the soul tribe that understands my worth. It feels warm, it feels cozy, it feels enlightening to know that I found this within myself that led me to the people who already knew it was within me in the first place, right? That saw it before I did. Yes, it's taken time. Yes, it has taken a lot of process for me to get here, but I see it now. I get it. And it's by shining my own light, not taking yours, feminine. It's by shining my light on the darkest parts of myself to realize where I have been holding back my happiness. Oh my gosh. Listen, okay? We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Empress, the Five of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Lovers, and the Seven of Cups. Okay, what's the trigger? The divine masculine thinks that the divine feminine has blocked them off, and has left them behind, and they made their choice and it's not with them. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Hey. All right. Thanks. Bye. All right, guys. Give me 1 second. I got to put Charlie up. Hey, boy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're recording. Come on. Yeah. So unprofessional, but what else? Okay. So listen, they realize that there is a stronger connection here. They see you as the overall catch. They see you someone who is making fast progression forward, that's not afraid to look at themselves and to be honest with your emotions. They also see you as the mother, the creator, the nurturer, and they're realizing that some of you either blocked them or they blocked you, but you know, they're having to reflect on the fact that this happened, that there was that masculine walking away from the situation, that having this internal conflict. And but again, what does the Eight of Cups represent in this deck? It led you back to self-love, feminine, right? She is looking at her own cup and realizing where she has been pouring it out to the wrong people, places, and things. And now she's having to take care of herself, which brings her to the Empress mode, right? There's that offer. That is that. Y'all, please stop. It's bad timing, but what else? I'm going to finish this, okay? There is that offer. There is that choice. But what choice is it going to be? Choose wisely. Be careful of illusions, okay? And listen, again, it's a perception. This is the divine masculine triggering themselves and going over all these different things that may not necessarily be true about the divine feminine, but it's their storyline, right? So, okay. So what's the best way to go about this? What is the best way to go about this for the divine masculine? What's the big lesson here? How is this helping them? Hey, Diana, how are you? It's okay. Listen, everything's crazy right now, but they're about to walk in, so I'm sorry if it gets loud and crazy, but It is what it is. How is this helping the divine masculine? This is a long video, I'm saying. Whoa. All right, how is this helping the divine masculine? What's the big lesson here? There we go. All right, we got 2. The saint of true freedom and the goddess of devotion. Holy shit. I don't think I've ever gotten this one. The Mirabai. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, 84. All right. So how is this helping the divine masculine? What's the big lesson here? Often without realizing it, we make choices based on external expectations, on how we think other people will perceive our actions. Mirabai is about doing what's right for you and no one else. Ultimately, only you can know what needs to be done or said. You have this one brief life and every second of it matters. Mirabai is about standing up for what you know is right for you, even if others will judge you for it. Yes. I'm doing a reading though. Sorry, guys. Mirabai is about standing up for what you know is right for you, even if others will judge you for it. The fear of being persecuted can convince us not to be true to who we really are. There's a love, though, that's far larger than human constructs and cultural values. Love isn't ethical. Love isn't bound by any idea of what's socially acceptable. Love is what sets us free from the expectations that bind us. Love in whatever way it finds us. Ask us to stay loyal to our own soul. Any outside force or person who asks us to betray our most intimate relationship with the divine isn't acting out of love. For Mirabai, her true husband wasn't the one she was married to. The love that made her brave, the love that inspired her very poem and action was a divine love for Krishna. So the laws that bound her to the strict expectations of being a wife didn't actually apply to her. Love asks us to look at what really matters and at what we truly value. And love asks us to bravely defy expectations in order to be true to ourselves. Love wants us to marry our own soul. Wow. All right. And then Pravarti 76. Let's see. All right. All right. What is soft, gentle, and nurturing like water can be far more powerful than what is inflexible and fierce. The energy of this mountain goddess is about the strength we can give and receive when we devote ourselves to the healthy bonds of love. Pravarti is about the divine feminine potency of being a calm, benevolent presence, especially when something seems to threaten a deeply meaningful relationship. Transformation with this goddess calls for a softening. When a situation is hard, even painful, Pravarti is suggesting that you allow your fist to unfold. Open and release what is clenched in fear or stress. Remember that your love is a mountain that cannot be moved, and this bond between you is holy. No human hands or words can ever break it. The answer of what's next or highest for you can be found through a cellular act of simply abiding, not reacting, not running, not hiding. A deep reservoir of power can surge up from within us when we choose to remain present, letting devotion inhabit us in the moments when our ego has typically fled and fuses us with the capacity to transform all of our relationships. Devotion is not an attachment. It's letting go of the illusion that you had, that you and this lover this friend, this child or family member, this soul within you can ever really be separate from you. Devotion brings us home to the point and purpose of every relationship: love. A love that can never leave, and that, like a mountain, can never move. A love that evolves the soul. So this is all part of their evolution, choosing their own freedom, choosing their way, right? And this is where the divine feminine cannot force or manipulate the divine masculine to do anything in their time or their way. Like, we don't want them doing that to us either. So just be aware of that, okay? So how does the divine masculine feel about the feminine? Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed at this moment. So he's trying to, the divine masculine is trying to look at this from a different perspective, okay? Instead of looking at this as daunting or, like, that this is too much work, this is too crazy, this is too hard. They're trying to look at it from a different perspective and heal the situation from, a lighter perspective. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for your heart is the gateway to the soul. So they are trying to get to this point where they are truly listening to their heart and not from what their fear, their pride, and their ego is telling them, okay? All right. We got a lot. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. So this is, again, about that reflection, okay? That joy is there within. It's been in front of them all along, okay? But they've been trying to fill that void with things that are outside of self. So, forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. So this is about them forgiving themselves and how they chose to, fill that void and not listen to their truth and deny themselves of happiness and joy and continue to fall back into the same patterns that they did before that constantly leave them in distress. A message for you: I am thinking of you this very moment, divine feminine. Your love fills me with light. I love you. They love you, feminine. Okay? There is no doubt about that. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is deep as the ocean. They love you. That if you choose to focus outside of the pain and focus on the truth of the situation, you will feel their love course through you, because the same love you hold for them is the same love they feel for you. Okay? Sexual union: honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. New beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So this is all, like, again, they are having to realize the divine feminine never gave up on them. Okay? The divine feminine never shunned them or, thought of them as incapable or not good enough or whatever the case may be. That's what they're learning. They are learning that the love they have for you is the same love that the feminine has for their masculine. They are starting to trust that this connection defies explanation, and no matter how much they try to run from it or deny it, that it's always there, and that's because you are one eternal soul. And when they come to that, that's where the new beginning starts. Okay? All right. So what message would the divine masculine like to tell their divine feminine? I have not forgotten you. How could I? I'm worried I've lost you for good. I think about the moments we shared. I've been looking back on old messages and pictures. No matter how much I try to let this go, you always sneak back up on me. And that's because the feminine will never leave their masculine. And the masculine needs to realize this too. There is no getting rid of this. It's not like, poof, oh, I don't care about you. No, then you were never in a divine relationship. If you can just forget about your divine masculine, no, it doesn't work like that. Okay. How can I say this? I made the wrong decision by letting you go. I messed up. Now I need to hold myself accountable and figure out how to fix this. And that's exactly what we were talking about. Okay. They have to take responsibility for what they were allowing in their life and what they were choosing to fill that void. Right. So whether it was an argument, a decision, or a block, or whatever the case may be, they are having to look at their shit and take responsibility for it. I wish I had the courage to say how I really feel. The way you make me feel goes against what I always wanted to believe about love. Only time will tell if I gather the strength to tell you the truth. You are so beautiful, so strong and loving. I feel you're made of magic. Can this be real? Well, I can tell you what, divine masculine, it very much is. Okay? It is real deal shit. So, I'm sorry about all the distractions, but that comes with divine relationships. You got to expect that something's going to happen, and there are going to be all kinds of things to try to detour you from the messages you need to hear. But guess what? Jess always pushes through. You are welcome. So with that being said, that's all I have for you today. I love you guys, and I really hope these messages resonate with you on some level. And I know it makes a hell of a lot of sense for me. I'm going to have to go back and watch it because y'all know me. I don't remember shit when I'm channeling, but take a deep breath. It's going to be okay, guys. We're going to get through this. We got it. We got this. No biggie. All right. So send your divine masculine some love today, and send yourself even some more. Okay? I love you so much, and make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know how it resonates with you. And if anyone tries to comment about the distractions, listen, I already know. You don't have to tell me. Okay. So, but if you made it this far, then I know it resonates with you. And I appreciate all of you so much. I can't even get over how awesome my tribe is. So, can I just give y'all a shout out real quick? Like, hallelujah. Thank God. I don't know what I'd do without y'all. Y'all are the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I love and appreciate every single one of you. Y'all are amazing. So, round of applause, pat on the back, hold your head up, tits out, right? All right, guys. I love you, and I hope that y'all have a great day. See you later. Bye.